You gonna catch us in Savannah?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
I'd like to call a meeting to order. This is the Nashville Town Council agenda meeting. And for the record, today is Wednesday, March 28th, and the time is 7 p.m. Tonight we got 3 public hearings to go through as a matter of process, and the decisions on 2 of them will be referred to Tuesday night for our legislative session. One of them I think we can resolve tonight about the Community Development Block Grant report, but we'll work on that as we get going. Okay, we need to go into public hearings. Chair, hear a motion we do so?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded we go into public hearings. Any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Accordingly, we're in public hearing. Can't hear. Steve. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
But you can't hear me.
Never can.
Oh.
Never can.
Well, let me get closer to the machine. Better now?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm sorry. If you can't hear me, just make some noise. Okay, accordingly, we're in public hearing. Let's see. Our first item is to receive comments on the street and special events permit for the Nashville United Methodist Church block party. All the attachments in here that we have received from them for this event happening Saturday, April the 14th from 10 to 2, and they're going to close one street, Collins Street, and probably parts of Hilliard Street because they come and go across back and forth across that anyway. As a repetitive activity they've had before. Is anyone from the general public wish to say anything for or against this issue? Yes. Will you come to the podium, please, and state your name and address for the record?
My name is Brad Lewis. I'm representing Nashville United Methodist Church. Just want to comment that what we're doing is open to the whole town. We are celebrating 100 years that we've actually been in this town and been a cornerstone there. So we want to give something back to the community. So we're actually going to have some live music, some free food, some inflatables for the kids, just a fun roundabout event, again, for the whole community. So.
Okay. Thank you very much. Other comments? Council have any comments? Okay, no comments from the council. Okay, we'll declare that one closed and move to the next public hearing, which has received comments on a annexation petition 2018-01, a request for annexation of property. This is the property that the Smith family has given to the town, which is out off of Western Avenue. We've been working with this now for several months and going through the protocol to get it annexed, where we had to determine sufficiency of ownership, which we've done, and now we have to have a public hearing for the annexation. And if there's no objection to this, we'll work on the annexation approval Tuesday night. This is how much land? They've changed the size of stuff a couple of times. Did you get a number on that for me?
No.
30, it's like 30 acres. Yeah, 30. Okay. And the property is near 30 acres, and it is in the creek bottom going up Stony Creek. Does anyone from the general public have anything to say for or against this issue? Anyone from the council?
How much of the 30 acres is wetland?
I'm not sure how much is wetland, but it's a combination of wetland, floodplain, river plain, and whatever else is down there.
How much is buildable?
0.
Probably 0, I think.
Basically nothing. You can't build in the floodway. The only part that's flood zone, the 100-year flood that you can elevate in, butts right up to the Smith resident, which is at the end of the street. So to answer your question honestly, it'd be very hard to build anything.
Oh, there is road frontage, so nothing on the road frontage could be.
I mean, it's very unlikely anything could be built on right there at that road frontage.
What's the tax value?
I don't have the numbers in front of me.
The road frontage is essentially the pond area.
Right. You got the pond area, and then it touches a little bit of the back street. There's a little
So-
piece that
so
touches
there's
that.
actually no way to get under there unless you drain the pond or something.
Right.
Okay, further comments?
So nobody has a tax value on this?
I don't.
It's about $80,000. I don't know the exact number. I can get that off of my computer tomorrow and put it in the weekly update for your information this week.
Okay, any further comments? If not, we'll carry this forward to action on Tuesday night. We'll declare that public hearing closed and move forward to the third one. So public hearings received comments on the closeout of the 2015 Community Development Block Grant for Economic Development for Carolina Innovative Food Ingredients, or the CFI project. And that's under your last tab. And the purpose of this hearing is to obtain a closeout report on the town of Nashville's 2015 CDBG grant for economic development for Carolina's innovative food ingredients. The project consisted of $479,925 in community development block grant to assist the town in the installation of approximately 6,800 linear feet of 30-inch sewer line and abandonment of the existing Elm Street lift station. Other project funds included $450,000 from the Rural Economic Infrastructure Program, $200,000 from the Golden Leaf Foundation, and as of the most recent pay request, $847,242 from the town of Nashville. CFI has invested approximately $20 million in the new plant in Nashville and has created 50 new full-time jobs, with over 60% of them going to persons of low and moderate income. The certificate of completion and closeout performance report documents can be signed by the mayor after the public hearing has concluded, and there's not a requirement for formal action at a regular council meeting. This is what I was mentioning to you earlier. We can handle this problem tonight if there's no real problems. The town has appropriated more than $847,000 in this, but this is what we've got into it so far with the building situation. But the project is going forward now. We've still got further costs to go. Okay, is there anyone from the general public who has anything to say for or against this issue? Anyone from the council?
I have a question.
Sure.
The ad that ran in the graphic on March the 8th indicated that the town of Nashville had $791,375 in the project.
Mm-hmm.
And we have lots more in the project than that. It's more like
We do.
1.3 million.
Yeah. Actually, it's 2.3 million, and we got 1.3 of that.
I'm talking about the town of Nashville. That does not include Golden Leaf and all that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'm talking about what comes from Nashville.
Oh, yeah, the town part's over $1 million.
At 1.3, but this makes it sound as if the town of Nashville only has $791,375 in it. I mean, this was for the public hearing.
Yeah. Brian, we got to address that, please.
Yeah, if you recall, this has been a long project. We had an initial hearing to talk about the project. Then we had a change of scope, and that's where we put a lot more money in. That's where we had a closed session to appropriate more money. So without seeing the article that you're referring to, or the public hearing,
Right.
that was probably the original public hearing. Since we've amended that project, and we've appropriated more money because we went from an 18-inch pipe to a 30-inch pipe.
Right, but this was March the 8th that was published in the graphic. So this was old, this was not current information, these numbers.
Well, I can tell you that we've got $1.394 million allocated towards the project. We hadn't spent that yet.
Exactly.
Right.
It says $791,375 from the town of Nashville.
It's spent.
No, it sounds like that's a total. That's why I said it was misleading.
Oh,
It might have been up to that point.
And also, we didn't mention the fact that $22,500 came from Gateway. That was part of it.
right.
And also $69,300 for the bypass pump, which actually comes from the town of Nashville. We're paying it. We just,
Yeah.
it's an interest-free loan.
Yeah, that was a separate project away from this issue, though.
And I mean, the figures are all over the place. What we need is
Yeah.
a breakdown of everything so that it's clear to the public, rather than running an ad like this that is very misleading.
Yeah. The gateway money,
Right.
wasn't that part of a combined project with other things?
We passed that through us. That was half of the grant administration. So we paid that, and then it funneled back through us. So as
Okay.
far as the grant agencies are concerned, they consider that town of Nashville money.
Okay, so that's of no concern to the community development block grant people?
No, what you're hearing for tonight, CDBG is one of the most transparent and hearing-heavy agencies that you ever deal with. So if you ever get CDBG funds, they give money for two things. They give money for housing, which you're probably aware of. We did that for Cobb Hill back in the 90s. They do it for infrastructure based on job creation, which is what we're doing today. The point of the public hearings are you do it before the project starts. And then we obviously had to do an extra one this time because we changed the scope. That's not normal. And then you always do one at the end when you exhaust their funds. I believe I gave a weekly update about a month to 6 weeks ago saying that I completed my final audit with CDBG. And then therefore they turn around and ask me to do a closeout hearing. So after tonight, we can actually sign those documents and close the CDBG portion of the project out. And no matter what kind of CDBG funds you ever get, you will go through the same process every time.
Okay, thank you. Further comments?
Where are we in the project? Right now, we're at 64, boring under 64.
Yes, ma'am. There's really two aspects left. Once we get through 64 bore, we completed the Womble Road bore a few weeks back. We'll connect that final pipe to the last manhole that was set north of 64. That will be all the pipe that needs to be installed. Then we will abandon the lift station and make it operational. So we're in the bore. We're in rock.
Okay, and the date has been extended to July the
31st.
31st now. Is that because of the
Rock. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At one time, I requested that we hear from the engineers. Do you think we could do that?
Sure. Sure.
It would be nice to have an update because we haven't had an update from engineers. You know.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever you would like.
Sure. I was out there the other day and went into the pipe and crawled around in there. This is a very close place, but they were in there beating and banging and really having a time because that is hard stuff and no room to work. That's their problem. And they got little hand tools. Tap, tap, tap. It's really, really rough going. But the last manhole has been put in at the connector between the 64 bore and the Walmart Street bore. So it's just a matter now of finishing up the bore under 64 and punching into the manhole that's already there.
Do you know how far we are into the contingency?
The contingency, the only thing that's been used was on some legal fees, and that was because we had a few property owners that requested funds that were unaccounted for at the beginning of the project. But as far as on budget, the project is on budget, and we do not anticipate asking for any more money that's already been allocated.
Even with the extended time?
Yes, ma'am. The extended time is on them. That cost us no more money.
Thank you.
Brian,
You're
with
welcome.
Brian, with this last little bit of rock that we've got to go through, can you estimate how many more feet we have to go through, feet of rock?
Well, the last time I spoke with the engineers about that specifically, they work in 20-foot sections. The hole that the mayor climbed in is actually a 5-foot iron pipe is the best way to say it, and that makes it safe. So you got a pipe in there, and they just put the last 20 foot on, but that's outside of the hole. So the best guesstimate I can tell you is between 40 to 50 feet to where we meet that manhole. But the good thing is once we get through that rock, we can get back to tractors, but we have to be out of the rock. So back to Ms. Hinton's comment, I will make sure to get with the Stocks engineer to get that exact number for you, and then also ask them to come and give you a very technical overview to answer all your questions. Yeah.
Think you can arrange them to come for Tuesday night?
I can do anything you guys ask me to do.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay?
I'd like to hear this too. Okay, other comments on this? Okay, if not, we'll declare that public hearing closed and we will move forward. Council comments. Who wants to start? Mr. Taylor?
Has owners of Richardson Funeral Home contacted you?
No, sir.
None whatsoever about any moves or nothing?
No, about rebuilding or relocating?
Nothing at
No,
all?
sir, they haven't contacted me.
Okay. Scott, with the fire department, you still here? Did we ever find out what was the cause of that fire?
Yes, it was a hot water heater.
Hot water heater?
Yes, electrical and hot water heater.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Taylor, before we go further, I forgot one matter of protocol.
Sorry.
We need to have a motion to go out of public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, been moved and seconded to go out of public hearing. Is there any discussion? If there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Accordingly, we're out of public hearing, back in regular session. Now, you may continue, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I apologize, Mayor, sorry, I should have known better.
No, no,
No,
no, my oversight.
That's the only two questions I had. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Taylor?
No comments.
Okay. Ms. Hinton?
I see that we have, people from the fire department and the police department. We have new battalion chiefs,
We have one new battalion.
one new, okay.
Robbie Bobbitt's been promoted to battalion chief. He was previously lieutenant on the A shift.
Anybody else in the police department or?
And the police, yes, in the police department, we recently, as of the past week, we promoted Caleb Shockley and Derek Sawyer to sergeant for our patrol. So that should, which will create an opening in our investigations for officers, so they'll have to get picked up here in the next few weeks or months. And we're currently shuffling a lot in our fire department. We've got a battalion chief vacancy open still because Robbie took Chris Joyner's spot from him being promoted to fire chief, but now Jason Edwards' position is going to be open. So we're going to have a promotional process going on for a while in the fire department.
And Mr. Raper, I understand we've got two new hires in the police department.
We have, three new hires.
Three new hires in the police department.
Let's see, we've got Daniel Wheelis, we've hired from Pine Tops,
Okay.
and we've hired Taylor Lucas, Zachary Webb, and Brashad Babbitt. So four we've hired in the last, not recent months. Yeah.
Mhm.
But
I mean-
Daniel Wheelis is the most recent.
How many vacancies do we have now?
Just one, I believe. That's right.
Okay.
Which would be that investigative slot that's opened up from Shockley being promoted to sergeant. So we'll move a
So
patrol
that'll just be another
right.
domino effect when we feel
We'll
that
move
out.
a patrol officer over to that
Right.
slot, and then we'll have to hire a new patrol officer.
Okay, all right,
But all your patrol positions are filled now.
Currently, yes.
right.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, other comments?
I was gonna ask about the Lumber Street, condemnation.
Oh, we're moving on that.
Yes, you just, basically what happened last week and then where we're going from here?
You know,
Okay.
demolition or,
Yes, ma'am. We are the winning bid as of right now. That was a last week bid. The way the law states, it has to be, has to hold without an upset for 10 days. That'll put us into next week before we become the rightful owners, unless somebody comes and upsets us, which I don't know that to be the fact here. I have already got a quote for an asbestos tester ready to move. That'll be a 5-day turnaround once he tests. If he does not find anything, I will bid it out as a clean demo, and my goal is to get it torn down in early May. I have communicated that to Mr. Austin, who was the one that kind of speaks on behalf of the neighborhood, and he was very appreciative, and he acted like he would share it with everybody in the neighborhood. So that's the update I have today. Hopefully I get a good test back and I can share a little bit more with some more timelines.
And before we can move on that, we gotta have an asbestos check on it.
well, you said the legal
That-
fees came to about 4,000?
I believe that's what it was, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
What we need is a breakout of how much this has cost the town to go through this, from the asbestos check to the demolition to the
Mhm.
legal fees to,
Right.
everything.
Well, when we get the asbestos estimate, then that'll determine the cost of the demolition. Because we got asbestos, there's gonna be a whole different set of.
The asbestos is $400. If they find asbestos, then you have to pay more to properly remove it. And then the demo, we're estimating at $5,000. That real figure will come in when I actually get somebody to bid on it, more or less.
So we're finally,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
looks like it's coming to an end.
I hope we learn an easier way to do this if we do it again, because this has been drug out for 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, I think that.
Mighty expensive.
They're very expensive.
Yeah, I think the new process we're using, whether those things can be condemned through livability,
Yeah.
is where we want to go. Okay, any other comments? I want to thank everybody for coming. Hope everyone has a nice evening. Enjoy the warm weather. And the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So I knew.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded, we adjourn. Is there any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. We stand adjourned.